Yo, what is good, y'all? It's your boy Ty, back here with another video. In this video today, I am going to be doing a 500,000 MT squad builder for you guys. I don't recommend necessarily spending your MT right now, but if you did have 500k and wanted to build your GOAT squad, let's say right now you don't have Paul Pierce and you're trying to get Paul Pierce and you have 500k, this is the squad I would recommend you going out there with. Now, the base price of this squad is going to be right over 400k, but if you want to find some players with some badges, especially at the point guard positions, you can do that. So you know, with the extra 90k, some of these players can be more expensive if you buy them with badges. So take that 90k, apply it to the players with some badges, and there you're going to have your 500,000 MT squad builder. If you are new to my channel and have not yet, please smash the subscribe button as you're on the road to 35,000 subscribers. So starting at the point guard position, was there ever a doubt? My second favorite point guard in the game, Diamond Deron Williams. Now, this is one of the players that if you can find D-Will badged out with the range extender and stuff like that, he is absolutely lights out. A mini Steph Curry is the best way I can describe him. Obviously, I like Steph more than Deron Williams, but it has the same dribble sticks. If you can get him with handles for days, that range extender, he goes crazy. Trust me when I say Deron Williams he ran my backup point guard in the last 250k qualifier, and he did his thing. He was absolutely cooking up. I personally love Deron Williams, and to start off your team, you're not gonna find, I mean, between him and my backup point guard, those are the arguably, it's hard to argue any better second and third best point guards in the game after Steph and Curry with the point guard positions. It truly is. Deron Williams is personally my second favorite point guard, and he is going to be my starting point guard on my 500k squad builder. At the shooting guard position, we are going to run Amethyst, Klay Thompson. So Klay's going for right around 45k, Deron 70, 80k maybe. So within these players, you got 130k. MT already locked up, but I personally like Klay a lot. The silver range extender is enough to kind of get him by where he stands a little deep sometimes as an absolutely butter release, Hall of Fame catch and shoot. I love Klay Thompson. Now, I'm not that great with his release. There's a lot of people that green a lot more with Klay than I personally do, but a 3-and-D absolute, he's so good as a 3-and-D player. Kind of an upgrade over the backup shooting guard that you will see later on in the video. At the small forward position, I had a tough time determining where to turn, but in my opinion, Diamond Paul George is a perfect lockdown defender. Now, I would run PG on, the opposing point guard if you're up against a Steph Curry, something like that. I would give him, a lateral quickness, speed boost, whatever you can to make him that much better on defense. As far as a pure lock is concerned, it's him and Dr. J, in my opinion, that are the best two primary on-ball defenders in the game. Now, Michael Cooper obviously makes a case as well, but in my opinion, Paul George is absolutely that pure lock that can honestly knock down shots at a high rate as well. You got to know going into it that Paul George is not going to come with range extender, so that hurts him quite a bit until we get a new Diamond or a new Paul George. This one is going to have to make, you're going to have to make him work because his defense and his release, I personally like him a lot. It's just the lack of range extender, and that hurts Paul George quite a bit. Now, the power forward position, originally I wanted to get Diamond Giannis in here, but Diamond Giannis goes for over 100k. Paul George is a little bit under 100k. Giannis goes for quite a bit more than 100k, 110, 120. So it's hard to get Yaya in a lineup here. And so I went with a budget option in Boris Diaw. Now, the reason I went with Boris Diaw, if you can find a badge, that one, great. If not, he can still work. He comes with silver clamps. He can get any badge in the game, and he is just a serviceable power forward. That's the best way I can describe Boris. He's not going to blow you away with, super flashy dunks, anything like that. He's not as good as a Diamond Giannis, but he's going to be able to get it done. He's going to knock down shots way more consistently than Giannis can. Giannis can shoot a little bit, but it's a lot tougher to green with Giannis than it is with Boris Diaw. And personally, I've always liked this Boris Diaw from the moment he came out. There was about a 3 or 4 day window where I didn't like him, but ever since then, I've absolutely loved Boris Diaw, and I've kind of vouched for him in the community. I said if you badge him out, he can be one of the best power forwards in the game, and that is so true. At my center position, I'm going to go with Kristaps Porzingis because we're still in a time in which the center position is bad. It's bad to try to even find a center that can hold it down, and so Kristaps is who I'm going to go with, especially if you're just playing unlimited where shooting is super important. I don't mind Kristaps. Do I love him? No, absolutely not, because he's slow. He's hard to contain the pick and roll sometimes with KP. He's not super fast, but for now, he is going to have to make do. He is decently expensive still, so with the starting lineup, you're going to have to probably, my best guess, is spending around 270K for this starting lineup. That's my best guess. Could be under, could be over, depending on what you do with badges and how the auction house shapes up today. But within 270K, you can build that starting lineup. Head into the backups now. You have to have a good point guard. Point guard position is the most important position in the game, and it's not even close. So John Stockton and Deron Williams, the second and third best point guards in my opinion in the game, have to be your 2 point guards. They have to be. If you don't have Steph Curry, those are by far the next 2 best options. They play way differently, but both of them are super good, super valuable to have on your team. And if you only have 500K, you're gonna have to lock up close to 200K MT just on the point guard positions. But they are both very good, very versatile, and both worth it in my opinion. So like a mini Klay Thompson here, Michael Cooper, they give you a little bit different things. Cooper has the Hall of Fame clamps, no range extender. Both of them have absolutely butter releases. But in my opinion, I like Klay just a little bit more. After using Michael Cooper, after using Klay, they play similar. They give you the exact same thing. They're both going to be the 3-and-D type players. It's just the range extender at the shooting guard position is very valuable. And the fact that Michael Cooper can't get it at all does hurt him quite a bit. But no doubt about it, Klay Thompson and Michael Cooper are both very good defenders. In my opinion, Michael Cooper is a little bit better on the defensive end. The backup small forward is an interesting guy. Now I'm going to put Steven Jackson in right here, and I'll explain why. Because when you badge a Steven Jackson card out, he becomes so good. But the problem is you gotta badge him out. You have to badge a Steven Jackson card out. And at the small forward position, it's tough because unless you want to spend you want to spend upfront money or MT for Paul George, you're gonna have to go with the budget option. And Steven Jackson is the best budget option at this position. Got basically the Curry type dribble moves, Rudy Gay type release. I actually do like Steven Jackson quite a bit, and I haven't used him enough to really get super good with his release, anything like that. But I've played against guys that know how to use Steven Jackson, and he is very good. 6'8", very good length, very good stats, very good 6. You just gotta badge him out. At the power forward position, it's another tough one. I'm gonna go here with Bailey Howell, and I'll explain why. I don't want to have to spend 50,000, 60,000 MT on my power forwards. If it's not Giannis, you can't spend up. You got Boris Diaw, Bailey Howell, even a guy like Richard Jefferson, in my opinion, are all about the same level of skill. And I prefer Bailey Howell. Has the T-Mac type release. Is going to be a perfect cone type player. From the corners, hits very consistently. Just going to give you that mediocre type power forward. Gives you basically the same thing that Boris Diaw is going to give you. In my opinion, the power forward, budget-wise, is one of the strongest positions in the game. Now, the backup center position, it's tough. I don't like this guy at all, but it's hard for me not to put him in the lineup with his stats and for his price in Amethyst Willis Reed. I'll explain why. At the center position, who do you go with? Do you go with Dikembe Mutombo? Who do you go with? And for 10,000 MT, Willis Reed stats, his badges, you can't really hate on Willis Reed. Now, what I will say is he's only 6'9". He's not good. He's just a guy you got to plug in there, try to get KP a little bit of a rest. I like KP a ton more than Willis Reed, but Willis Reed has to hold it down for my backups. I mean, he has to. You could spend up for a guy like Dikembe, a guy like maybe Alonzo Mourning if you wanted to, because you have the MT. But in my opinion, finding a badged out Deron Williams, John Stockton is much more important than spending up for Dikembe Mutombo, for spending up, for a guy like an Alonzo Mourning. And so for me personally, Willis Reed can get that job done. So if you guys are out there, if you guys have 500K MT and you guys want to make a run, not necessarily for Paul Pierce, but just for the diamond tier, for the amethyst tier, for the pink diamond tier, for all those rewards, which those rewards are very good, this is the squad I would recommend you guys going out there with. Now, can you make simple adjustments here and there like a Richard Jefferson for Bailey Howell? Absolutely, you definitely can. But this is the squad I personally would go out there with if I had 500K MT. Guys, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. Drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new, and as always, man, I love you guys, and have a blessed day.